Hello, YouTubers. Welcome to Saltless Shakedowns. And today we're going to talk about a tradition I have on my boat, and that is the end of trip debrief. And that's where we sit in the cockpit and we discuss what happened on the trip, what went wrong, what went right. Every sailor knows that the ocean teaches you lessons the hard way. And the lessons I learned on our Labor Day trip to Saugatuck is hope is a sailor's worst enemy. Now, let me explain. We've been out having fun shooting pool Saturday night, and we stayed out a little too late. So that just resulted in a Sunday departure being much later than we intended. Now, this combined with some really light airs on the lake that day delayed our arrival. And the sun set, and we were still 5 miles out from the Muskegon channel. I had forgotten they're dredging the Muskegon channel. And that dredge at night is lit up like, a football stadium. And it was really stressful because it was hard to see the lights, not to mention hard to see the boat traffic. By the time we got past the dredge, combined with the long sail, we were already worn out. Then came the fishing flotilla. The mini fishing village at the other side of the channel. We actually had to roll off the throttle and go to idle to allow enough time for the boats to separate to allow us through. Well, this fatigue, stacked on the previous fatigue, and the fatigue from sailing all day was starting to add up. And that's when the real problem started. As we entered the mooring field, almost to the ball, I heard the engine starting to load up. Usually I throw it neutral and give it a good rev to clean it out, but we were so close, I didn't do it this time. The engine stalled. Well, I knelt down and I kept trying to restart the engine, and minutes ticked by as I was restarting, failing. It was just too flooded. When I gave up hope on the engine, I decided to look up and see what our situation was. And we were right there. We were 20 feet away from the mooring ball. I was talking to my son that was on the bow. I was like, are we going to make it? Because we still had some energy going forward. And by the time we realized we weren't going to make the ball, I decided we rapidly drop the dinghy, get the lines ready, but it was too late. We were already caught sideways to the wind, drifting towards the riprap on the shore. Lucky for us, it shallowed out enough where we got hung up on the mud, and we calmed down and finally got the boat to the ball. During our debrief that night, me and my son discussed how hope is a sailor's worst enemy. Hope kept me clinging to a flooded engine. And then when I finally gave up hope and stood up, I had hope that maybe we would have enough energy to get to the mooring ball. Precious minutes were wasted. I could have launched the dinghy and solved the problem. Hope is not a sailor's friend. Action is a sailor's friend. So brothers, lose the hope. Do the action.
Salty tales will heed the call.